Good afternoon and welcome to D and J Drives. Today is the 1st of February and it is 10 minutes after 1. The temperature is 29 degrees Celsius and it's a hazy day because of all the dust from the Sahara, as some people would say Saharan dust. But we are just at the edge of St. Thomas because we are going to enter St. Michael from the northeast point of St. Michael, because as you know, St. Michael is, let me just let this vehicle pass. Yeah, St. Michael is surrounded, as we said before, by St. James, St. Thomas, St. George and Christ Church. So we did drives of St. Michael entering from each parish surrounding it. So today is part 4 of the drive and we are driving into St. Michael from Arthur Seat, St. Thomas. So this is Arthur Seat Road and we are entering Parish of St. Michael from the northeast point. So St. Michael is on the west of Barbados, the southwest, and surrounded by Christ Church, St. George, St. Thomas and St. James, and we are currently exiting Arthur Seat Road. There's the sign there you can see. So we're trying to do St. Michael from roads that we have not touched before, because we've done so many drives now that it's a bit difficult to do these parish drives without being repetitive. So we're making our way along Highway 2. In St. Michael. This is one of the last roads that needs to get done. It's very rough. To call this junction here, if it's a roundabout or an exchange or whatever, but here we go on to Canewood Road. Just going to drive around it so you can see the full area. That's where we came from. So if we had turned down the other road, that takes us into by the CIBC building, which we've done before, the Michael Mansur building, and Jackson. This is the Jackson Seventh-day Adventist Church on our left, and this is Canewood Road. So one of the next parishes that we'll be doing is St. Thomas. Well, we're going to do St. Thomas and St. George last, because those are the two parishes the only two parishes that don't touch the sea. So after St. Michael, we will be doing St. James and then St. Peter, and finish off with St. Thomas and St. George to complete our Exploring the Parishes series. So the aim here is to highlight as many areas in all of the 11 parishes, and we've spoken a bit about the parishes, but this is a timely reminder that Barbados has 11 parishes, and they are all named after male saints. I don't know what to call them. And then Christchurch, which I guess you would have to say is unisex. But starting at St. Lucy is the only female parish. And then coming down on the west, you have St. Peter, St. James, St. Michael, which is where we are now. Then at the bottom, Christchurch, and then making the way up along the east would be St. Philip, St. John, St. Joseph, and then St. Andrew. And all of those are along the east, and then the two middle parishes, St. Thomas and St. George. So we've encountered a bit of a block up here, not certain what's going on. So we see this big complex here to the right, Mill House. We've been in there already in a previous drive. So to maximize our space in St. Michael, we will just stay on Canewood Road. What we probably need to do is to pause because the traffic here is going to use up too much of our recording time. So out here is Mill House and Home Furniture and Design Center. Inside of here is where you can find dwellings and Walker's World and several other places, some lovely restaurants and eateries, and I think there's even a gym somewhere in the back there. And you can see a early Saturday afternoon what the traffic situation is like. So this road, Canewood Road, connects us to Highway 3A, which we've covered in other drives. So hopefully if you've been following all of D&J drives, you understand the layout of the road network. It can seem a bit complicated with Highway 3A and 4A, B, and all of those things, but if you really looked at a map and just considered it alphabetically or numerically, you'll see that it's just laid out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then as it branches off, you get the A's and B's and C's and so on. Not to be confused with the ABC highway. That's another topic, and we have a full drive covering the ABC highway with an explanation of each of its roundabouts. As you can see, this is a very busy intersection here. So we're gonna turn left on Highway 3A. From Canewood Road. This is Highway 3A. And we are officially in St. Michael. Bibbys Lane to the left. Of course, the famous Nichols Bakery here. all along Bibbys Lane. All of these turnoffs are Bibbys Lane 1 and 2. There's a new development on the right, Lears North. Supposed to be lots for sale out there. So we're gonna go right to the borderline of St. George and St. Michael. So then that takes us to the top right side of St. Michael. So that's around this bend. So when we get to this blue building here, we are actually at the top right hand corner. There's a dead monkey on the road. So we're gonna just turn back at our earliest opportunity. We've just exited. When you see that blue building, you know that you are cutting into St. George. So we are actually at the top left hand side of St. George according to the map that we are working with. Just let these vehicles pass. Okay, that's a bit too tight to turn there. There it is. Missed it. Okay, so this is the turn that we use. You have to have the full cooperation of other drivers to do what we just did. So we've turned around on Highway 3A to remain within St. Michael. So we're just at that funny point there where we can navigate ourselves among St. George, St. Michael and St. Thomas. If you look at a map of St. Michael, that's where we are right now. Top right hand side of it, or the northeast. So coming out of St. Thomas, you have, comparing it to the other entrances that we did, you can see it has a sort of a country effect. When we entered from St. James and Christchurch, it was very heavily populated areas and we immediately touched neighborhoods. It's a bit different here. So this area is a new area that's being developed and it's called Lears North. It's just vacant parcels of land right now, but it's been developed into this area that is supposed to become a residential area. And all, as you can see, the blue piping, that shows where the water supply has been created for the water authority connection. And there are signs in here like this is Ryan Crest. The area has not been developed as yet. Jabbar North, Jabbar South, and there's a structure going up here at the corner. So this house here will become the first in this new development. I don't really hear much advertising going on anymore in terms of the lot, so not certain whether they have all been sold out. But this is the new development, Lears North. So we're back on to Highway 3A. And it's very hot today, though hazy. So to our right and left, there are residential areas. Nichols Bakery on the right again. This is First Avenue, Bibbys Lane. So when you come in here, you get a good country feel. And the properties are relatively well kept. Some of them are upgraded and painted and extended, and then you still have some that are wooden structures. This lovely one here. And then some people have added on and gone upstairs and so on. So that's just a look into one of the residential areas. And if you look across, you will see a whole industrial complex across the pasture there, as they say. Cars turning right here or indicating to turn right, such as this car here, they are turning into Canewood Road where we exited from. So that's a big sanitation truck that was trying to come out there. And we turn left onto Lears Road off Highway 3A. So they call out here Lears, that's Lears. This is Lears Road, and there's a whole big new industrial area here. We're just gonna dip in. Carlisle Warehouse, GWN, a new car dealership, there's Tile Gallery, and a number of other places in here. Tile Gallery to the left. There's a 24-hour gym. Just in the middle of the parish, there's this big new laundry, lavadas, spacious drive parking and driveway. So there's a lot going on out here, and the area sits just in the middle of the area. Just looking at the map, we have surrounding areas. This is in the middle of St. Michael, but you can look across from this point into St. George, just off Canewood Road where we were, and where we are right now is between Highway 2 and Highway 3 and Highway 3A, and in proximity is Warren's, the ABC Highway, and St. George. So we move off from here and try to see the rest of St. Michael. Looking over into St. George and now looking over into St. Thomas. We're leaving this industrial area. You can see to the left and right how many places are being built or have been built and operating. And of course there are names in here such as Cullimore Drive. You can just take a quick turn here. Place is still under construction. Connell Avenue. There's Tile Gallery to the right, and the car GWN again. There's this big pond or dam or some sort of, it's a man-made dam. I'm not really certain what it does, but I'm rather impressed with it. I don't know if it's for farming or some other form of agriculture, but it's a big dam there, and it's right opposite C.O. Williams, which is where we are now. All along Lears Road. So you have C.O. Williams to the left, other places. Look at that accident. Whoa! He just hit the vehicle. I just witnessed an accident behind us. Ready mix. That vehicle just hit the other one and he hasn't stopped. That's crazy. And now the other. Oh boy, if you all could see what's going on in our rear view. Look, you have a store all here, self-storage facility, and we are gonna just take this roundabout to make our way back. That vehicle was doing some crazy driving. We will just make our way around that roundabout to escape that chase. Oh, that was something. So from here you can enter St. George and other parishes, but we just made that roundabout. This exit here can take us back to Highway 3A, but we're gonna make our way around and come back to that side. So I don't know if in time to come anyone who is connected with that accident will be viewing this, but just as we passed this complex here, Darrell's commercial complex, where there's Atlantic Marketing, an open back truck was attempting to overtake a vehicle behind us, and then because of oncoming traffic he had to rejoin the lane, and he almost hit us at the back, and the tail end of his vehicle smashed into the vehicle behind him, knocking off their wing mirror, as you call it, and he just continued driving, and then he was racing behind us. So we just, unfortunately it was behind, so it wasn't recorded, but I'm an eyewitness. It's amazing how he didn't stop, and he was laughing and so on. I could see the whole thing. These people who drive these large vehicles and try to intimidate. So this is the right turn into Tile Gallery, the Lears Business Park, and making our way along Lears Road. I always love to see these trees here, how they grow in the direction of the wind. And back on to Highway 3A. And Highway 3A connects us with the ABC Highway eventually. Smith School Vocational Center. Can't turn into it, but that's where it is. And then of course residences to the private residences to the left, or as we say, residential areas. These weed whacker people love to weed whack on the side of the road and then have little pebbles scrape your vehicle or partially blind you. One of those pebbles could hit you on your face, on your eye, that's it. So we're just turning into this church here. I think this is a Salvation Army church. Give you a quick spin, and this is right opposite Lears Court. So we just take a quick dip into Lears Court. Relatively new development. You can see many properties are still under construction in here. And some finished ones that look so beautiful. So this is a nice area. Maybe in a few years time we will do another drive and return to this area when it's more built up, and then you can see if we're still doing this in years to come, you can see the changes. So those are two new areas that we covered. Lears North, which hasn't started, and Lears Court. It's a pity I couldn't pull aside on Lears Road to capture the action with the vehicle, the hit and run, but that vehicle was so close behind me and there was nowhere to really stop, so I just had to continue going. But that would have been really cool to capture that action on a D&J drives. I don't know why people are driving this way nowadays, but people are taking a lot of risk, and they're not only putting their lives at risk and their vehicles, but the lives of other people, and I don't understand where it is they're going. Last Saturday we witnessed a terrible accident, and the woman could have been killed, and the sad thing is that the guy who caused the accident was being dishonest with the authorities and then lying on her and making it seem as if she caused the accident because she was of no use to herself. She was unconscious for a little bit. So he, had it not been for my son and me, we were the only two eyewitnesses. He told his own story about what happened, and that poor woman would have been blamed for the accident, and thank goodness we were there, and we told the authorities, the police and the insurance, what happened. So just pulling into this area here, one of the more upscale areas in Lears, or this area here, I believe it's called Lears, little cul-de-sac. Some large properties, very nice to look at. A lot of people still have up Christmas decorations around the place, even though today is the 1st of February, but Christmas comes and goes so quickly, and these days we're all so busy. It takes time to put them up and then more time to take them down. Right ahead of us there's the St. Matthew Anglican Church, where they have services on Sunday at 9 a.m. We continue along Highway 3A. We have Carib Rehab in here, just at the St. Matthew's Primary School. So anyone who's watching this drive and who needs to find Carib Rehab, this is how you do it. Turn off Highway 3 just after Lears into this road, which is called Friendship Gap, and make your way all the way into this residential area, where there are a few large houses and a lot of space. This is how you find Carib Rehab, right here on the left. And there are more homes going down there. There's the parking. An old windmill base. So we exit Friendship Gap and return to Highway 3E. Now this spot here is a landmark. People always describe this area as Hothersall, and this building on the left here, Kelsey's, and a lot of people give directions via this point. This junction here, I don't know how to take it. I just take a chance because some people have the right of way and some don't. I never know what is the correct thing to do here. But when I come here, if you need to go straight to the ABC highway, there are rules around how that intersection works there, and I don't know, and as many times as I've tried to understand it, I have failed. So I just take my time when I come there and just try to get where I'm going. So we just coming along here. This is, we've actually turned off Highway 3A, and this is Highway 3. And as you know from our previous drive, Highway 3 takes you all into the country. But we are turning here. This area is Hothersall. So you can see, for example, Lower Estate Gardens, it says here, just to show you one of the areas in here where people live. It's a bit tight. A good use of the land, no wastage. You can see it fully developed. So that's one of the areas of Highway 3. And we'll just make a full turn. Hothersall Terrace on the left. And just a quick in and out, just showing you some of the areas out here. Well kept properties, some old, some new, some painted and some in need of a paint job. That's Hothersall Terrace. Lower Estate Heights. Those are some of the signs that we're seeing out here. To connect the dots, as we like to do, we come all along this Highway 3. Another new development on the left there. We're looking into St. George, and this was the roundabout that we used a short while ago to get ourselves out of that car chase. That's back to Lears Road, and this is the said roundabout. So that's how you do that connection. And that road going straight there will take you down to St. George and Roberts Manufacturing, or the ABC Highway. Armstrong Agencies on the left. Just a quick dip into Cherry Avenue. This is a new and relatively new area, as you can see. If you're not seeing vacant land, you're seeing newly developed properties. Most of these here are less than 5 years old. Okay, so we just rejoin Highway 3. Terrace again, so you get to see this area twice from both angles. The famous Keats Road to our right. Make our way back out to this funny junction. See, there's a sign here that says left turn only at Hothersall turning. You may not turn right. You may not turn right here. And these vehicles coming, notice the one on the right here, he has stopped. So it seems as if these vehicles coming along this road have the right of way, because all of this is still Highway 3. So this Highway 3 cuts off Highway 3A and continues into Hothersall Terrace and so on. But this is what they call Hothersall turning. And then of course at this Hothersall turning there's the Clyde Walcott roundabout, which many people call Hothersall roundabout. And just ahead of us there's the construction of the new geriatric hospital, which has been covered many times by D&J Drives. So we are at the Hothersall roundabout now. Build-up of traffic. Touching the ABC highway, that's the hospital under construction on the left, and we are entering Waterford Road. This is a very beautiful area, lots of green. To the right is the Botanic Gardens with parking to the left. This is where you have all the big fetes, a nice green space in Barbados. The Tipsy Fet was here, or is here. Last time Marshall Montano had a spectacular performance. National Botanical Gardens. Parking to the left and the main facilities to the right. It would be lovely to take a drive into there one day. Some people call out here Waterford Bottom. So we make a right turn off Waterford Road into Waterford itself. We've covered here in our Bankhall Drive. Passing Combermere School, we did a drive and we went all into Combermere School and showcased it. So we're not going to do that again today. This is Codrington Road, where the National Stadium is or was. Just do a quick turn so that you can see it. The netball stadium to the left, and that's the National Stadium of Barbados, which is supposed to be rebuilt. And one day when it is, we will take a drive here and show it off, because it's going to be a great facility. So all along the right is the Botanical Gardens. So we move from Waterford onto Codrington Road, and then there's a garden in here that some people call Codrington Garden. I don't know if that's the name. See that vehicle. Should have let him out. So turning right takes us to Green Hill. And right ahead of us is Tyrrell Court. We've discussed Tyrrell Court in the past. As we make our way down Spooners Hill, and we will just cut into one or two of the neighborhoods. One of our viewers, one of our subscribers made a special request that we come down Spooners Hill. So we will try our best to cover it well. Not sure if there was a particular turn off that our subscriber wanted us to make, but this is Spooners Hill. So if you're watching this, we hope you are happy with this drive. This is Bush Hall, where we're turning into. Bush Hall Yard Gap, it says. Syndicate Road. Perfection Road on the right. This is Perfection. Ocean View Road, Accommodation Road. That's a very unusual sight in Barbados, to see the flags that are usually associated with Hinduism. On our left here. Shop there on the right, very cute. That was Perfection Road. So Bush Hall Yard Gap. That's the popular discount supermarket right ahead of us as we return to Highway 2 on the Spooners Hill, as it is called Spooners Hill, but it's really Highway 2. So this road goes from Spooners Hill all the way up to Green Hill, but on your map it is Spooners Hill. So in Barbados, you if you use road maps, you may get lost because some of the areas are really known locally. Like this Spooners Hill, if you look to the map, you're not gonna see Spooners Hill. You'll see just Highway 2. So you have to kind of know where you are. And this right turn take us into Grazettes. So this area was also requested by one of our subscribers. Grazettes. This funny little roundabout, George Rogers Circle. This area here is worth just driving around so that we can capture the essence of the George Rogers Circle with its snackets and real village life feel. See, there are lots of properties around here, a long-standing residential area. We could never really do justice to St. Michael in 4 drives, but we've made it 4 because it's surrounded by 4 other parishes, and we entered each parish We entered it from each parish. So this is 3rd Avenue, Grazettes. This is one of the main arteries of Grazettes. Coming down here. Fairfield Road. Oh, there's a bit of a puddle here. Road is another popular area. And that's a peculiar name there. Maurice Bishop Close. Wonder what's the history behind that. Everybody knows who Maurice Bishop was, Prime Minister of Grenada, associated with the revolution. So we exit Seclusion Road. We turn on to Blackrock Main Road, just opposite the psychiatric hospital. Seemed to be some sort of an accident, so traffic is being directed. So this is the Blackrock Main Road psychiatric hospital there to the left. And there are several little neighborhoods that you can turn off into on the right. Such as Martindale Gardens, as this sign says, the right turn. So we are in the heart of St. Michael now. And we turn off the Blackrock Main Road and make our way into Wavell Avenue. Had to stop to allow some vehicles to pass.
In 600 meters, continue straight onto Pembroke Road.
Oh Lord, what happened there, man? This thing came up. Had to picked up voice activation. That's the power of technology. Somehow the phone heard me say whatever it is I said, and it just picked up a direction. So we're on Wavell Avenue, and this church here, Mount Zion United Holy Church, not really familiar with what religion it's associated with, but it's a very popular spot, and whenever elections come around, you tend to find a lot of political meetings in that area. Wavell Road on the right. Parish Road. One thing I like about these areas is that the signs are very, very well displayed, so you always know where you are, and that helps us with these drives as well, because we can always see the names of the areas, and that helps our viewers. So here we are at Grazettes. This is back to the same 3rd Avenue. So we came here just now and we went right down, so we're turning back onto 3rd Avenue. This technology is really something, because we were talking about some topic, and before we knew it, we were being told on Facebook how to go about achieving what it is we were discussing. So this 3rd Avenue, Grazettes, we turned left just now and went down to Blackrock on this Fairfield Road, and we are turning right on this occasion. So you can see the area is well built up, a lot of turn-offs. Back here by this Mount Zion Church. And this is a nice scene here, with all of the children and their cycles and everybody having a good time. Looks like they may be going to the sea, based on all of their beach toys. And that's the sign there, Wavell Road, when we saw it a while ago and said that, and it triggered the phone to give directions to something. So even up to yesterday, I was chatting with a friend and I mentioned someone, and then later in the night that person's name showed up on my LinkedIn. This is another neighborhood in here, Capri Drive, I think. You get some nice apartments down to the end here. Lovely apartments out here, but a spectacular view of the Bridgetown port. There it is. You can see some large ships out there. You can see 3. Very, very busy port of the Caribbean. Thousands of tourists enter Barbados at that point every year. So you can see the ocean from here, Bridgetown Port, and then we started today's drive at Arthur Seat, St. Thomas. We make our way back out of Grazettes. Grazettes is a long-standing, formerly middle-class area, and I would say now middle to lower class area, but the properties are still well kept, very well kept, many of them. This 3rd Avenue is a main gap, so we've gone down twice and back up. Hopefully we've covered everything that you wanted to see. That was just done at the request of one of our subscribers, so if you're watching, I hope it was satisfactory. Here's another weed whacker. And there's some large homes in here. It's part of Grazettes, to the left and the right. Codrington Road on the left, that's another upscale area in Grazettes. Another area of interest in Grazettes as we turn off Grazette Road is Solar Dynamics. This is one of the many industrial areas in Barbados. Not sure if you call this is Solar Dynamics. Not sure if you call this Grazette's industrial area or whatever, but Yankee Garments was once here, as you can see. This is an old industrial area in Barbados. These places have been here for a long time. Good time snacks. Here you can see all the way over to the ABC Highway, St. George, St. Michael. This gives you a nice view. You can even see the Central Bank building from here. There's so much dust out that it's hard to see long range from our camera, but take our word for it. There's the Central Bank building off to the right. Graphic Impressions Barbados Limited. This built-up area to the right is the Bay in Grazettes. Not sure what the Bay does, but that's the Bay. B-A-Y, the Bay. And that's the Grazettes. Let's call this Grazettes Industrial Park. I don't know what the true name is, but it's an industrial area. And here you can see the ocean again. Okay, if you just look down this road here, you can see the port better. But you see there's so much it's so hazy. So much Sahara dust. This is the Codrington Road. This is a very upscale area in Grazettes. Just nipped off into Codrington Road off Grazette Road. That's the Grazettes industrial area on the right again. And from here we can see the Fairfield campus of the University of the West Indies. Now the phone is pulling up directions to the University of the West Indies and a link to Wikipedia. Let me just turn this off so that it doesn't disturb our drive. Something I pressed and it has voice activation, so almost everything I say is coming up in this phone. Now we just turned onto St. Stephen's Hill. This thing is recording because the phone keeps popping up. Just pull to the left here to ensure our camera is recording. Okay, we just had a bit of a panic attack there because it appeared that the camera wasn't recording because the phone somehow connected and the Bluetooth on the phone somehow was interrupting the camera. So we've turned off the Bluetooth on the phone to ensure that it doesn't interrupt our camera, which is recording for us as we come down St. Stephen's Hill, and we have St. Stephen's Church on the right. We've covered St. Stephen's Church, I think, in the past. Just come back onto Blackrock Main Road. Again, make it part of the St. Michael Drive, Part 4. St. Stephen's Nursery School, very pretty colors, and that's the church right there. We always highlight churches and schools in most of our drives as long as we pass them. So this is a bit of a repeat. And back onto Blackrock Main Road. This vehicle is exiting St. Stephen's Hill, as well as this one. Carlton Plaza to our right. There's a very, very busy road in St. Michael. Blackrock Main Road. That vehicle that just turned there, if you saw well, it's a vehicle carrying lots of goods, and there was a Muslim gentleman driving. That's a big thing in Barbados, where these Muslim guys tend to drive around in various communities, and they sell those products, and they usually sell it on credit terms. That's Brighton Road on the right, taking us to the highway, Mighty Griner Highway. We just passed Shine Automotive on our left. This vehicle is exiting Wavell Avenue, which we've entered twice. So those Muslim gentlemen, they sell within the various communities on credit. So you purchase something, and every week or every however often as agreed, they pass and they collect money from you for these various items. Relatively inexpensive items as well, and then they take the money in pieces. Or in parts, rather. Stage payments for these consumer items such as laundry baskets, towels, mats, whatever can fit into those vans that some people refer to as bread vans, and the people show up and collect their money for the week. Of course they add interest, I believe, and then if they pass and you don't have money, then you just hide in the kitchen and pretend that nobody's home until the next week. Not sure what the consequences are for non-payment, but Barbadians tend to honor their debts, so I don't think that those guys would have problems collecting, because then you can't get the next time around. So that's a big feature in community life here. It's not only Muslims that do it, but it's usually them that you see driving around in those vehicles. A vehicle somehow stalled or something has happened, so that's obstructing the traffic. That's adding to our recording time and eating into our time available for D&J drives. It's now 1 hour and 25 minutes of recording, so we have to step it up a bit. We want to turn right onto Deacons Road, and we'll just wait for the traffic light. Good. Go. He's pushing me, boy. Wow. So we are on Deacons Road and we have a vehicle behind pushing me to go. Let me just let him pass before we get into an accident. Go. Okay, so this is Deacons Road, and there are several. I was really sorry to laugh, but the drivers are just finding us very annoying. Just trying to drive at a good pace, but some people are in a hurry to end up nowhere, such as the vehicle ahead of us.
And the one that crashed into you.
Yeah, and another vehicle nearly crashed into the back of us. So, turning right off Deacons Road into Deacons Farm Road, I think they call here Deacons Farm, I think. I think we might need to invest in a reverse camera so that we can record what's going on behind us, just for safety. So this is Farm Road, but I think they call out here the farm, and there are a lot of people who live in these areas here and have shops in Bridgetown and other areas. A lot of school teachers live out here. People who are first-time homeowners. There's a little snacket in there. A nice little community, village life. Everybody out here liming. These people a little while ago on Wavell Avenue, making their way to the beach. Have a nice sea bath, as we say. These guys here are doing some stunts. It's nice to see how everybody can live in peace and harmony. This is back onto Brighton Road, where we passed a little while ago. All in the name of St. Michael. And to our left is that same Carlton Plaza that we passed. That's the back entrance. Told me to come, and now he's taking too long, so he's angry and he's shouting and cursing because he told me to come and I didn't go immediately, so he's now angry and he's cursing and his hands are all indicative of anger. All because he called me and I didn't come immediately, but I had to wait to ensure that the other vehicle had stopped. There's so much anger in the place. Road rage, we call it. So we're now back at this point here with the vehicle that shut down. So since we passed here before, we'll just pause it until we clear that to save recording time. So we just cleared that shut down. This gentleman wants to see what's going on. Nobody understands why there's all of this backup. It's all in aid of that vehicle shutting down, and we want to turn left again. So we have to wait on the traffic light once more. Okay, so we have our green light. So we turn again into Deacons. Deacons is a very popular area in St. Michael. So we passed here a short while ago and narrowly escaped 2 accidents. Just saw a motorcyclist there going up with no helmet, no problem, his risk. So we just narrowly escaped 2 accidents, and we turned right here into the farm, or as this the sign says Farm Road. There's Goodland Road on our left. All of these areas are accessible via Deacons Road, which this is. These vehicles turning right into Birds River. Just going on the signs that we see. Burrows Gap. Farnham Land. And then we descend into, that's O'Donnell's. That's a famous business place. They produce aluminum doors and windows. This is a little bit of an industrial area behind here as we navigate our way around Lower Deacons Road. Square. There's a tombstone there, King of Spooge, Jackie Opal. So you have Goodland Road, that's what the sign there says. And you can see an image there to the left, Jackie Opal. So we just exit Deacons Road. I'm not sure if you heard the vehicle sounding their horn, but you know, this is the Westbury Cemetery on our left, I believe. Yes, this is actually Westbury Road. Westbury Cemetery there on our left. Rihanna Drive. Just past it. We once did a drive starting on Rihanna Drive.
It's the Bridgetown video.
Okay. So we have come out from Westbury Road to turn right. I think we did quite well given the traffic, because we've tried to cover as many places as possible as requested by our subscribers. This is President Kennedy Drive, which we've covered before. This wasn't requested, but we're just turning here so that you can see the lovely ship that is here in Bridgetown, just at the Kensington Oval. This is the Kensington Mall. Just across from the Kensington Oval. The Mecca, as it is being called. And just swing back. So this is where we are now, is just outside Fontebelle and facing the mighty Griner Highway, formerly the Spring Garden Highway. And we just returned to President Kennedy Drive. Pickwick Gap. Some of the areas we are covering. This vehicle is driving rather slowly. So we have Westbury Road left and right ahead of us there. So, to our subscriber who requested Westbury Road, you just saw it there, and we have one more deliverable. Someone requested Baxters Road, and what's interesting is that a lot of the requests that we are receiving were already covered in previous drives. So I'm not certain whether we have new subscribers who have only seen recently launched drives, but we've covered a fair number of roads in Barbados. What we try to do, my son he lists the areas, places of interest in the description. So if you're not sure of a drive and it's too long to look at the whole thing, just check the description. That's where it is, right? In the description, and you can see the names of some of the places, because we've had several requests for things that are already documented, and that's what this is really all about, documentation. Because we are exploring the road network in Barbados, and what we found is that in the past year since we've started this, there have been some changes to some of the areas, even within the 12 months that we've been doing this. We are actually approaching a year sometime in February. So we just exited President Kennedy Drive onto Barbarees Hill, and no doubt everybody knows who President Kennedy was. So we've just passed Carter's, Barbarees Hill, the little gas station, and we are entering the city. what a fitting way to end part 4 of our exploring the parish of St. Michael. But it's so crazy the way people are driving these days. I'm not sure where they're in a hurry to go, but so this right turn takes us to Westbury Road, left turn Passage Road, and we are exiting Barbarees Hill. Lovely signs there for any tourists. You cannot get lost in Barbados. The place is just tourist oriented, and there are signs everywhere, and that's how we are able to do these drives and say where we are. We started doing it more since we got feedback from our subscribers that we are not saying the names of places as we pass, so I hope we've been doing that. My son is really good at spotting the road signs because sometimes they are not very evident. But here we are entering Baxters Road. As requested by one of our valued subscribers. I hope you're seeing this, because this drive is ending here because of you. You helped us to design, to model today's drive. And we're going to go right down to the end of Baxters Road. This is the heart of St. Michael, the heart of the city. And of course, Baxters Road feeds into Tudor Street, and we had a debate earlier on when we started doing this. One of our subscribers said that what we were describing as Tudor Street was in fact not Tudor Street, and we did our research and established that we were right. This is Baxters Road, and just at this point here by Mason Hall Street, this next one here is where Baxters Road ends. Reed Street, and when you get to Reed Street, that's the end of Baxters Road. So we've finished today's drive. We ended at the tail of Baxters Road as requested by one of our subscribers, as I just said, and this brings us to the end of our exploring the parish of St. Michael, a 4-part series, and we hope that you join us when we begin our next drive, which will be St. James, right? St. James. We're going to do St. James next. St. James, so far from what we can see, is just going to be one drive, possibly two, but based on the route that we have in mind, St. James should be within 1 hour or an hour and a half, but definitely one drive. If anything goes wrong, we may split it into two. So thanks a lot for your support. Thanks for working with us through these parish drives, and please share these drives with your friends and family who live overseas, people who want to visit Barbados. We have to push tourism, and it's also good for older folk who can't travel anymore, and they can see places where they ran as little children and rode bikes. There were a lot of hiccups in today's drive, and we really apologize. A lot of starting and stopping. We had 2 near accidents. People are just driving crazy, and it's not because of our speed. We are within the speed limit, but people are just in a hurry, and there were vehicles shut down. So we do apologize if this drive was a bit bumpy, but I hope that doesn't stop you from subscribing. And if you could just like the video as well, because when you like it, that triggers the video to be fed into your network of friends. So it is now 3:03 p.m. on the 1st of February 2025, and D&J Drives is saying goodbye for now.